Hello, my friends. So my name is Aaliyah Hagan, and I'm here to talk to you today about why doTERRA and what doTERRA is actually all about. So to start, I want to ask you some questions to kind of get us into this whole conversation. And so I want to ask, does fair trade matter to you? Does sustainable farming matter to you? Does fair treatment of the people involved in the whole supply chain matter to you whenever you choose a product on a shelf or online? Do you value companies who impact more than just the industry that they are selling? Do you like the idea of integrative medicine, bringing the best from both worlds of thought, Western, allopathic, and Eastern, and bridging the gap between the two? And I'm just looking at my notes here because there's just so many things that I want to make sure to say. So that's why I'm looking down. Does scientific research and partnerships with medical and university facilities matter to you? Do you value products that have multi-purpose uses, support your health, allow you to save money, and help you lead a more sustainable life? Does this whole concept matter to you? And so I wanted to start off with these questions because this is doTERRA, because doTERRA really embodies all of these things that I just listed here. So the reason this conversation is important is because there is zero zip regulation on essential oils. And so this is a problem for consumers, for the safety of consumers, right? With the farmers that are involved, the land that's involved with growing these plants, and the whole industry as a whole. Because when people start using essential oils that are not pure, even though they say it on the bottle, it leads to the essential oils not working like they claim to. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I wasn't aware of this a few years ago. And so this is a really important piece to consider when shopping for essential oils, because when you go to Whole Foods or Amazon or CVS or gas stations, you're going to see 100% pure on most of the bottles, and organic and pure and natural and all these kind of greenwashing claims. And it's really important to know the background about it before we make any purchases. And so let's kind of dive back into doTERRA here. So doTERRA is actually the largest essential oil company in the world, which is pretty rad. And their whole goal, their whole mission as a company is not just to sell essential oils. And this is what I really like about them. Their whole bottom line and mission is to revolutionize healthcare with integrative medicine. So like I mentioned earlier, integrative medicine is the idea that you're bringing the best of two worlds, allopathic and traditional or alternative medicine, even though that's the OG of medicine, right? The original. And so for an example of this is someone who has respiratory challenges or asthma. Traditional or allopathic medicine would just give them an inhaler, which works great. However, there are some downsides. Whereas integrative approach would still give the child an inhaler, but also give them the option of using essential oils to support their respiratory challenges. And so this is really cool in my eyes because there's value in both ways of doing things. So this is doTERRA's bottom line, is to revolutionize healthcare. And they're actually doing this actively through building integrative medicine clinics. So these are called Prime Meridian Health Clinics. I highly encourage you to go look these up. Forgetting the exact website, but if you just look up Prime Meridian Healthcare Clinics, it's going to pop up. And so these are healthcare clinics that have MDs, medical doctors, and DOs, Doctor of Osteopathy. So medical doctors. Down the line, they're going to have naturopaths, chiropractors, holistic dentists, you name it, acupuncturists in one clinic. But for now, they're just hiring those two medical doctors. And so these medical doctors are going to be trained, of course, with what they went to med school for, but also with essential oils and lifestyle changes. And so this clinic is a subscription. And so you pay monthly and there's no copay, no billing insurance. It's a flat rate. It's freaking awesome. And it's focused on the whole person. And so this I think is probably the coolest thing that doTERRA is doing, because it really gives people access to holistic healthcare and in a really solid way. And so there's actually 2 that are open now, one in Nashville and one in St. George, Utah. And there's one going to be opening soon in Pleasant Grove, Utah. Now they're going to be opening up more and more as time goes on, but those are the 3 that are either open or in the works. So I think that's just awesome. So doTERRA is, a holistic wellness company, kind of like I alluded to before. So they sell essential oils, but they also are focused on the whole person. And so they have lifestyle products, hair care, skin care, amazing supplements. So they're really focused on how to support a person's lifestyle and not just sell pretty smelling things. So what makes doTERRA oils specifically different than the things that you buy at Walmart? That's a good question, because this is something I've had to dig into. So I would say 2 things make them very different. Number 1 is where they source their plants. This is extremely important when talking about plants as medicine. And so when we source plants from where they grow naturally, which is what doTERRA does, it increases the medicinal benefit tenfold. That's not a specific statistic, so don't quote me on that, but it makes a really big difference. And so, it has the right soil conditions, the right weather patterns, the right humidity levels, you name it. It's going to make a big difference for the quality of the plant and therefore the medicinal value of the plant. And since a lot of these places that they're sourcing their plants from are from around the world, this also gives them doTERRA a chance to go into these small communities and help raise them up out of poverty. So they're supporting small scale farmers all around the world. And so you can look up more about doTERRA as a whole at sourcetoyou.com. I highly recommend doing so, because that's a great website. It gives some great visuals and videos about what all of this actually means. And actually all of this really ties into conscious consumerism, knowing where our products are coming from and in a sustainable and supportive fair trade way. So doTERRA really nails it with all of those different things. I'm going to be talking about conscious consumerism on another video, but doTERRA embodies that beautifully. And so sourcing matters. So they, like I mentioned, they are helping support communities around the world, give them fair and on-time payment. They are providing the community with running water if they need that, medical facilities, school systems, whatever the community is needing at the time. And so that's a really cool piece to me, because I think it's really important to give back when we can. And so this means that whenever we buy a doTERRA bottle, not only is that going to support our health, our family's health, everyone around us, but also it's going to support people who grew the plant and who, the families around that farmer as well. Pretty amazing. And so sourcing is a huge piece of this. Second thing is their extent of testing. So APRC, which is one of the leading research facilities for essential oils, came back with stats that said that 95% of essential oil brands out there were adulterated, which means they had synthetic agents in them and they weren't pure, even though the bottle was saying so. That is super alarming. That's really scary. And so doTERRA was part of the 5% that was not adulterated. Of course, that's why I'm talking about this. And so doTERRA runs 54 different lab tests on each batch of essential oil that comes in to ensure the purity, potency, efficacy, and safety of their essential oils. So basically what all of this means is that, and they also have third-party testing too. They use APRC. Go look them up. They're a great website. And so the third-party testing is really important, obviously. And so what all of this means is that when you get an essential oil bottle from doTERRA, it's actually what it says it is. And so it's not just a glorified perfume bottle from Walmart or the grocery store. So just food for thought here. Let me know if you guys have any questions, but I love talking about this. We could go on and on, but we're going to cut it here.